Hey there guys, we are going to do some work today. We've got several things on the list that we could do. Probably won't accomplish all of them like normal, but one of the first things we're going to do today is try to address the ant problem using an organic solution. So in my reading I've discovered that orange oil, so I bought some here, orange oil can actually be a great organic insecticide. So we're gonna make a mixture I found online, and we'll try different levels of orange oil if we have to. Essentially, we're gonna make what's called a mound drench. So we're gonna take orange oil, we're gonna take a gallon of water and some dish soap and mix it all up and then drench the mound with it, and it should kill the ants. I have a lot of mounds in the yard, so I'm gonna be mixing up a lot of this, but I'll show you how I mix it up first. I've already got some water in here, but I'm gonna go ahead and put on some gloves because it can be a skin irritant. You don't want to get the orange oil directly on you or rub your eyes with it. It is toxic to pets, so you don't want your pets to drink it. And as I pour it out there, I'll have to keep an eye on them to make sure they don't do something weird like go eat the dirt. I don't think they would try to do that in the ant mound, but you never know what pets will do. So first I've got to open up the top here. Just grabbed a pair of scissors to puncture that so I could get it off. And then we are going to use 2 ounces. Now I've seen various levels, anywhere from 1.5 ounces to 4 ounces, but we're gonna try to hit the middle of that with 2. So I'm gonna pour that in here. You can actually make your own orange oil out of orange peels and vodka to extract it. And actually that was a little bit more than what I'd planned, so I'm gonna pour the other half back in the bottle. So this is a 1/2 cup, and I'm just gonna use this cup for orange oil from now on. Okay. Put the lid back on that. And then we're gonna add some soap, just regular Dawn dish soap. Again, this had varying recommendations, so we're just going to put a little bit in there. Get the soap mixture and put the lid on, and we'll shake that up. So some mixtures use dish soap as an option, others use what's called compost tea. So it's like letting manure soak in water and the chemicals come out of that into what looks like a tea. But we're just gonna try this. So we've got this all mixed up, and now we'll head out to one of the mounds and see if we can get the mound drench taken care of. So there's lots of mounds. I'll just show you a couple. What we're gonna do is just pour that mixture we made all over the mound and let it soak in. Okay, we got most of it to go down in there, and now I'm just gonna sit here and wait, make sure everything soaks in. There's another mound immediately beside this that I'll need to address, and then a few others I'll try to get today. So we'll see how much of our orange oil we'll use up. I already see the ants reacting, trying to figure out what to do, so we'll see if the mounds go away. So in our next spot, we have an ant population in this pot, and so we're going to do the mound drench in the pot and see how that goes. You can probably see some running around. I disturbed it a little bit right before I went inside. Hopefully this will help us reclaim this pot. It's a little difficult when they build it in a pot because you don't know the exact location. Are they in the whole pot? Are they in the center of the pot? Where's the queen? So you kind of just have to go all around. Okay, we'll see if that was enough. These pots might actually take 2 jugs to be big enough. So I treated 6 mounds in the backyard. I'm gonna start in the backyard, try to get the fire ants out of the backyard first. I have a ton in the front yard and the side yard as well. So we're gonna see if these 6 mounds actually are killed off and become inactive. And then we'll mix up more jugs and keep using it if it works. If it doesn't work, we may try adjusting the solution a little bit. I'm gonna go in and eat some lunch. It's about lunchtime before I really start doing a lot more. I'm gonna gather up some leaves to kind of mulch some areas, and then we're gonna try to use the tiller on the hill to get some dirt for our garden. So I'm over in our side yard and I just ate lunch. The other day I mowed and I mulched up some leaves. They did get rained on a little bit, so they're kind of stuck to the ground, but they're dry now. I'm going to rake them up into a leaf bag and use them as mulch around my garden area and to mix in the dirt with that bed we built the other day. So that's my first step, and depending on how I'm feeling after that, I may break out the tiller and try it out on the hill. So we'll get to raking. I got what leaves I could. I'm going to add them all to the garden here probably. Actually, this section. And then I'm going to put the rest along the fence where the sunflowers are planted. I have mulched with leaves around the sunflowers that were planted. And I will probably continue to do that with leaves. Each time I mow and I'm able to kick up a few more leaves, I'll try to put them around, see if they keep going. It's been pretty dry. Not a lot of rain since the storms we had a few days ago, about Tuesday. This is Saturday. So I'll need to get my sprinkler out and water some things around here. But next task is we're actually gonna try the tilling on the hill, see if we can get some dirt. Here is the hill, as you can see behind me. So it has a couple of giant pokeweed growing out of it. My goal is going to be to till some off the top and keep just eating away at this hill until it's gone and it's back to the level ground that it was before we installed our storm shelter. I plan to spread the plastic out and try to toss the dirt onto the plastic. That way I can just drag it over to the garden area, or use it however I need to use it. It's interesting that I'd love to have a trailer of some type to pull behind my riding mower, and I've looked at a few different types. I just haven't decided to drop the money for one yet. So we'll do our tilling and see if our plastic dirt dragging method works. If not, we'll figure out something else. I do have a wheelbarrow, so I can do that, but it might be easier just to scrape it down onto the plastic and then pull it and not have to shovel it into a wheelbarrow and dump. Anyway, here goes nothing. I have my equipment set up, and I've decided I'm gonna wait a couple hours until this shade line right here starts to expand over to the hill so I can till in the shade. Don't blame me, I don't want the sunburn or the heat. It's supposed to get up to 80 today, so it's a little warmer than normal, but I think we'll have a good experience if we wait for some shade. A little interval, I'll show you our planters. Not all the seeds have made it. Probably brought them out a little too early and should have watered them a bit more this week after the rain that came through. So we'll see though. Some of them are growing strong. The shade is almost to the hill. I went inside, took a break, took a drink, tried to nap a little bit, read a book. I'm gonna go ahead and start tilling even though the sun's still shining on it, but over the course of me doing it, it'll probably continue to get shady. So here we go. Making progress helps if you put the wheels up. So yeah, note to self on the future. I just read that in the manual and then totally forgot. It's probably the nap I took. Slept since then. I'm gonna go get some water, take another break, and then we'll keep at it. I'm back, I'm fully hydrated, and I'm out here with my mom. She's enjoys coming out and helping me every now and then with different things. What she's doing, say hi, Mom.
Out here in the beautiful sunshine.
So she likes to come out and help a little bit sometimes. She's shoveling some dirt into these pots right here. So let me show you. I put these on my Christmas list one year. They're for container gardening. They're just fabric pots, black fabric pots, and we're gonna fill these up with some dirt. I mean, it almost looks like a shopping bag. It's a lot thicker than one of the reusable shopping bags, but I bet you could use those. anyway, we're gonna fill it a part of the way full with some of this dirt and then layer some other organic matter, some green stuff, maybe some leaves, and then maybe put some better topsoil on the top if we get to that point. But Mom's gonna help me fill these up and take breaks in between while I finish chopping away at the dirt on the hill. We realized we had a ton of bags. We only need a few rows of the containers for now. So we'll just use the bags we filled to actually haul it from here all the way over there. And we tried to get as much of the dirt off of the tarp to keep it from being too heavy. That's probably about the amount I'll be able to drag myself. We'll see how that goes. Well, we got some of our dirt carried over and some of our rows for the pots. The big thing I was gonna drag is still too heavy. So I'm gonna take some of the empty pots that I dumped in the raised bed here and shovel off some more dirt so I can finish dragging it. Had to reduce the amount of dirt on the tarp by like half in order to drag it. I'm gonna be ice packing my body tonight, I'm sure. I have plenty of dirt, way more than I need as far as clay is concerned. I don't want to put all of the clay-based dirt in there. So I'm gonna just kind of mix this up, think about my next steps, and think about wrapping it up for the day. I'm gonna smooth out the dirt that I brought into the raised bed here. So I'll work on that, kind of mix it around a little bit. I've got some more rich potting soil, and man, I really need to plant those seedlings. But it's just not time yet as far as the soil being ready. And I don't know how many are gonna survive. I do have a few, but I'll probably just have to get some more seeds next time I go out and try again and really pay attention. I've ended up with only being able to garden like once a week for the last little bit because work has been super busy or it's been raining, you know, and so I'm gonna have to make it a point to come out and water. I do plan to get an oscillating sprinkler, the one that kind of goes like this, and set it in the middle so it waters this area really good. But I'll just be doing it by hand with my hose over there for the first little bit. And I'll probably cover this so nothing grows on it, and all of the leaves and the dirt there can kind of mix in, and the green underneath it can die and kind of make some nourishment too. So I'm gonna water and then cover this up and then I'll show you a couple other things before I wrap up the day. Okay, so here we are. The seedlings are down. We still have a few survivors. Hopefully they'll hang in there. I've just got to remember to water them. I just did, and also watered my phone a little bit. That was scary, but I was able to dry it off. I think it's okay. We've got our fabric pots started here, and we'll be able to plant some things in those eventually. And I took a piece of that black plastic and the extra dirt and just some junk I had, I've put in there, and I'm going to cover it up. I got it a little bit wet, and that's going to be the start of my compost pile right here. Just let it soak and turn into a nice nutritious soup for the plants. Anyway, I'll turn that over and like churn it around every now and then. Now all that's left is to crank up the grill, get some burgers going. Hopefully I have enough propane, and just eat dinner and recover from the hard labor that I just did. Thank you guys for watching, and the garden's coming along slowly, but it is. See you next time.